think Rousseau, I really do believe Rousseau's entire purpose was to fulfill his sexual fantasies and have no responsibility whatsoever. That I think you can understand Rousseau entirely. But you understand the king, and Marie Antoinette was supposedly said, apparently she never said this, the peasants are rioting because they have no bread, we'll let them eat cake. But that was the attitude of France. We're the monarchy, we're in control. But here in America, we're supposed to be different. I had Bill Federer as a guest, and he said, in America, the people are the king. We are the sovereign. And under that authority, Romans 13 has an entirely different perspective.
That's right. You think the difference between the French Revolutionary War and what I'd rather prefer called the War for Independence here in America is that the French Revolutionary War, things got worse. In the American War for Independence, things got better. So that's a very simple test on, okay, what kind of war is this? Is it built on principle? Is it built on virtue? Is it built on, freedom and, innate values from our Lord? Versus this atheistic Revolutionary War, things got worse.
For 200 years, America went from a fledgling, barely surviving, broke nation to be the most prosperous, powerful nation in the world. France went from arguably the most prosperous, powerful nation in the world to where they are today, which is a fine nation and not someplace I'm planning on visiting Paris anytime soon. It's been a while since I've been there. I don't think I'll go back for a little bit.
That's right.
But it really is a sharp contrast in outcome, isn't it?
And now we're going the same direction. We're starting to buy into the same ideology in a lot of ways that the French Revolutionary War was seeded with, the Marxism that we've talked about a little bit. And ultimately what it is a rejection of God and his ways. Do we want to obey God and how he's defined governments? Do we want to obey God and how he's defined what each government is responsible for? Because once you get outside of God's definitions, male, female, marriage, everything starts going cattywampus. And once you get outside of God's definition of what it means to be a civil government, what it means to be a family government, what it means to be a church government, that's where things start going cattywampus. And we have a government right now that's basically warring with God because they're trying to claim all sovereign power over everything. They'll tax your property. They'll tell you where to educate your kids. They'll tell you where to, during the COVID pandemic, they're telling you how far apart to stand and what kind of mask you should be wearing on your face.
Claiming it's science based on no science, basically. And then we just had the Supreme Court ruling, which ruled that Missouri does not have standing.
I know.
When they were saying, hey, wait, you're influencing social media companies to silence our citizens, a clear violation of Article 1.
We all had standing in that case. Everyone, I was censored. Yeah, I'm sure you guys were censored in this. I mean, I couldn't believe that the Supreme Court decided not to pick up that case. We all had standing.
Well, they claimed that because the social media companies, who are fearful of the government, didn't bring the case, therefore there is no case. I think it's a ridiculous ruling. I hope it gets re-examined and overturned. All right, we have to take another break. But when we come back, I want you to start thinking about, these are the problems. We're headed down that French path. How do we get back to the individual liberty path? What does it mean for you as a believer in faith? And how do we apply those principles? What are practical things we can do? Plus, what is cross-politic and how are you addressing those as the problem? We'll take a break and we'll be right back. Gabriel, all right, so you've entered the political realm. You are a believer, and you understand economics. Those are the three things we established from your background.